Hey guys, it's July. It's the middle of winter, and what grows in winter? Mushrooms. So today's video is going to bring you a little bit of information on what we do to cultivate mushrooms, and also on growing outdoor mushrooms for soil health for our fruit trees. And I'm also going to talk to you a bit about our dam project. We were hoping to have a dam full of water by now, but we haven't had enough rain, so we'll just show you the start of that project and update you later on once we've had some rain. Let's get into it. This is a view of our empty dam from the house. You can see Ady down in the bottom, so hopefully that gives you some perspective on its size. We know that previous owners of Seven Virgin Farm have been able to retain water all year round by creating a seal at the bottom of the dam so that water doesn't leak out. Water security is going to be our biggest issue going into the future because of global warming. We live in South Australia, which is an extremely dry state and an extremely dry country. The first thing that we had to do was clear all the rubbish out of the bottom of the dam. There were rubber mats, bottles, golf balls, heaps of golf balls. We pulled all the weeds by hand and threw all the rocks out of the bottom, and then raked the whole bottom of the dam to disturb the surface and smooth it out. This is the prepared surface at the bottom of the dam of the whole area that we're hoping to cover with bentonite clay. What is bentonite clay, I hear you ask? Bentonite is a sodium or calcium-based clay that absorbs water and can swell to 8 times its original size. In theory, after we sprinkle it all over our prepared surface, it will get wet and form a barrier to prevent our water from draining away. We're yet to have a week with more than 7 millimetres of rain, so this is the most water we've had in the dam so far. We'll keep you updated on how we go. We are so lucky to be surrounded by naturally occurring mushrooms here at Seven Virgin Farm. It's such a great indicator that our soil is healthy down there. This one here is called a shaggy mane. It's edible, but we only got a couple of them this year, so we let them drop their spores, so hopefully we'll get more next year. This one is a graceful parasol and was about the size of a dinner plate. Some little brown mushrooms in the herb garden. And this is our favourite eating mushroom at the moment. It's called a saffron milkcap, and it is delicious. Makes great risotto. And mushrooms on toast with our homemade bread. Such a good breakfast. This one here is not my photo, but it's the red wine cap mushroom, which we're going to be talking to you about today, also known as king stropharia. And this is the monster blue oyster mushroom, which we have grown previously before moving to the farm.
That's the red wine cap. That's an outdoor variety that's going to go in our new food forest.
Let's go plant some mushrooms. So this is the bed into which our king stropharia red wine cap mushroom is going to go. So he's bringing over hardwood chips that have been soaked overnight.
Now we'll put a layer of hardwood chips down. I'll mix a bit.
Pitchfork, get out of the hole.
Next bit. It's pretty hardy spawn anyway, so should be alright.
We lived on concrete at our old house.
Yeah.
So we got one layer of hardwood chips.
Yeah.
Pop your gloves on and get the spawn out.
Yeah.
There are so many bees on this wattle tree just here.
Yeah. Right, dogs. So different. The oyster. Try that one. Sweetness.
It's not strong though,
Nah.
just earthy.
That's what the bees come for.
Do you know what substrate that spawn's grown on?
That's rye.
So that's the grainy bits.
That's rye grain.
And then we can see down here. So the white bits is the mycelium and the little seeds are rye grains. So this is our second layer of spawn.
Yeah.
And what are we hoping it's going to do?
Well, it's going to colonize all of this. So all of this will start fusing together. This is food for them.
So the white bits will all link up in theory and feed off the hardwood chips.
It'll be like a big spider web. Something like that.
A fungal network.
So now, last watering. We keep it moist. Hopefully it rains. So what it's going to do now, colonize this whole patch. And keep eating all the wood, breaking all the wood structure down. We should see them fruiting in about 8 to 10 weeks.
Which will be the middle of spring.
Yeah, pretty much. July, end of July. Yeah, middle of spring. The trees would keep it nice and shady and moist during summer. So the mycelium doesn't dry. The bees love them because the mycelium is sweet. You might even see the bees coming and drinking them, sucking the mycelium out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem with pollinators in our garden, hey?
Nah. Monster blue oyster.
Which is going to go
In the straw in these bags.
You can't just stick your spawn in any old straw. It's important that we get rid of any bacteria or fungus that are already in our straw. There are a number of ways that this can be done, but we're going to let our straw soak overnight in calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is also known as hydrated lime or pickling lime, and it's super alkali, so it will kill any spores or bacteria that could make our straw mould or rot. We've opened up the straw and packed it into these baskets, and now we're filling our bins with water and hydrated lime. They'll sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll drain them, open up the straw and inoculate it. So Ady's just going to give it a stir, and then we'll submerge the baskets, putting something heavy on top, and we'll be back in the morning to take them out and let them drain. Here's our straw with all of the water draining out of it.
A couple of drops out, that's alright. So this is the straw that we're gonna inoculate the oyster mushrooms with. Don't have to be too wet, it just has to be moist and damp. You squeeze it real tight, just a couple of drips. It still needs to drain a bit more. You should only have about a couple of drops come out, and that should be alright. So we just let this sit a little bit longer, let it drain a little bit more. We'll spread it out so it just dries up, and then we'll inoculate it. Because after this is drained out, I'll weigh both of them, and then we'll usually I like to put 10% or 1 to 10. Just checking if all the straws, the water's gone through. Yeah.
Smells like straw. I can smell it from here.
Yeah, smells like a wet dog.
We have sterilised our table and our hands with 100% isopropyl alcohol, and we're now breaking up the spawn into the straw for packing into the bags. I took an awesome time lapse of us packing those bags, but then I deleted it. Just visualise us doing it. We're just hanging up the mushrooms, and down at my feet, Pixie is watching proceedings.
Pitchfork got bullied away from sleeping.
Well, Pitchfork, I think you'll find, is flat out in the sun right outside the door. Oh, that scared him. So these are our blue oyster.
Yep.
And that's it. Now we watch and observe.
So it's 29th. It's about 14 days of colonizing. And all this dark stuff will go white. And then we take them out from here and put them in the shed. Expose them to some fresh air, some wind, more oxygen. Spritz them, and that should shock them. And we should see mushrooms coming on them.
How do these little holes, see these little holes? That's where they'll pin out of. So now we wait. Sorry I'm a little late getting the July video out to you this month. I guess it's August now. If you're interested in hearing more about anything we've talked about today, make sure you send us a comment, question, anything. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you can, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.